Hi, I'm Lynn Bridgeford from Either Bios, and today in our series on mental health and coaching, we're going to be talking about positive psychology. So what is positive psychology? In 1999, Seligman described positive psychology as a scientific study of the optimal human functioning and aims to discover and promote the factors that allow individuals and communities to thrive. Positive psychology focuses on well-being, psychology of happiness, flow, personal strengths, wisdom, creativity, imagination, and characteristics of positive groups and institutions. So a disease model looks at what's wrong. It focuses on weaknesses, on pathology, on overcoming deficiencies, on running away from unhappiness. It's not the same as running towards happiness. When we look at a health model, it focuses on strengths. It builds our strengths and our competencies. It looks at what's right. It seeks pleasure, and it focuses on happiness, well-being, creativity, and taking us forwards. My teachers Melody and Joe Cheel at GWiz described the magic keys to happiness. So the M is for meaning or purpose. The A is for acceptance. The G is for gratitude. The I is for interpersonal connection, and the C is for choice. When we have a sense of purpose or a meaning in life, or something that we focus on that gives us a sense of meaning and purpose, then we tend to be happier and more vibrant and more engaged in life. And this gives us the ability to have more control of what happens in our life, this sense of purpose. Acceptance can be self-acceptance, acceptance of others, acceptance of a situation, and forgiveness is a big part of acceptance. And forgiveness doesn't let somebody else or yourself off the hook for anything that has been done, anything that's occurred. What it does, it lets the forgiver off the hook from dealing with the response of the other person. So forgiveness is a key to acceptance. Gratitude. When we have a positive, grateful mindset, life tends to flow easier. What we put our focus on grows. So when we focus on the good things in life, the things that make us feel better, the things we're grateful for, that enhances our sense of well-being. John Diamond, one of my teachers of behavioural kinesiology, a psychiatrist, he talked about gratitude as being the highest emotion that overrides all of the emotions in the body related, as he saw it, to the different energy meridians. I did a video on gratitude, and I'll talk to you there about having a gratitude list. Interpersonal connection. As humans, we are social, and we need to have a connection with another being, another group, another family. And in my feeling, a connection with an animal can be just as valuable in a feeling of happiness, where we can feel fulfilled by connecting with someone, some being outside of ourselves. So that may be an animal, a child, a group, a person, a work situation. Your community may be the people you work with, it may be the people in your area. It is important to our well-being, our mental well-being, to have a sense of connectedness. So these are all strengths we can build on. Choice. I did a video on choice. When we can recognize that no matter what, we always have a choice, then we tend to feel happier about any situation we find ourselves in, because we always choose how we think inside ourselves. And in NLP terms, recognizing that we always have choice is being at cause. So positive psychology is also humanistic psychology, and Carl Rogers is one of my favorite people to read about. And he suggested the relationship between the client and the therapist is the single most important factor in healing and for change. He came up with the term unconditional positive regard. And in NLP terms, we talk about an internal positive representation. So if we see inside ourselves that we are doing well, we are more likely to do well. This is an internal positive state. So we have an internal representation of someone else. If we see somebody else in our mind's eye that they can do well, they're more likely to succeed. We know as teachers and as parents, that when we encourage our children and our students in a way where we have belief in them, and this is a kind of internal positive representation, they are more likely to thrive and succeed than if we hold a less positive internal representation. I've experimented with this when I've been with people who are behaving in a way that doesn't seem to be giving them their best. When I hold them in a positive internal representation, in other words, I see them doing well, doing their best, then they tend to do that better. Even a simple thing of seeing somebody stand on one leg and seeing them doing it with poise, with focus, with balance, they're more likely to do it than if I see them falling over. So I do use this a lot in my teaching and in my therapy. So our thoughts are powerful. How we think about ourselves, how we think about others, how we think about situations. And it's not in a way of being manipulative against somebody's will. It's about seeing the best, focusing on the best, focusing on the positive, and what we put our focus on grows, so that is more likely to be the result. William James wrote 2 volumes on the principles of psychology in 1890. This is very true today. Although there have been advances, the basis of this is true today. And apparently everything from NLP can be found in here, just with different names. It wouldn't be recognizable as the techniques, but the principles are the same. It is future focused, and so this is basically positive psychology. Previously, psychology would have been recognized as philosophy. I find it amazing that the man who wrote this book in 1890 considered everybody's opinion, whether he agreed with them or not, and did a rigorous study of everything he wrote about, and that it still stands the test of time now, more than 100 years later. That's quite incredible future thinking. And positive psychology is future focused, like the health model is future focused. We have the disease model that has its place. In coaching and in well-being, we want to look at the health model, the well-being model. That's just a brief introduction to some of the aspects of positive psychology, looking at a health model as opposed to a disease model, and looking at how we can enhance our strengths, looking at our values, and use that magic formula to take us forwards into the pursuit of happiness. So that magic formula: M for meaning or purpose, A for acceptance, G for gratitude, I for interpersonal relationships, and C for choice. So let's take the magic forwards in life and find a way to be creative, to engage in life, to have good relationships with ourselves and those around us, and promote good relationships and happiness wherever we go. Thank you so much.